Hey friends, welcome back to Llamamakayla's Yarn Tube. Thanks for stopping by for a visit today. So, I went to Ollie's. That may not be a big deal to some of you, but for someone who doesn't get out of the house that much, I was just excited to go somewhere, right? Now, we have not had an Ollie's for too long. It came during the pandemic, like right in the middle of it. So maybe we've had it for 2 years. And if you don't have an Ollie's where you live, so Ollie's is a place that they have maybe items that didn't sell at other stores, and then they're shipped to Ollie's. Maybe Ollie buys a lot, I don't know how that works. And then they sell them at a cheaper price. So I've always enjoyed just walking through there, and sometimes you just find this awesome deal that you didn't even know you needed until you see it. It's that kind of place. And so they may not have the same items over and over, but then they usually have like some type of that items, you know what I mean? So I haven't been to Ollie's in like a really long time. I haven't been anywhere in a really long time, it feels like. So, just to go out and like just enjoy shopping or, walking through somewhere. My son Elijah and I went to go pick up a Walmart order, and we had to run an errand. Before that, we didn't know how long that errand was going to take, so we actually went uptown before we got our email saying our order was ready, because we figured our order would be ready at the time, that we reserved the time slot. So we ran our errand, and we still hadn't got the email that our order was ready. So we had a little bit of time, and so Ollie's is really close by. I said, let's go to Ollie's. And I could tell he didn't really want to, but then he didn't want to sit in the truck and be hot either. So we went to Ollie's. And in the past, I have found like awesome deals on yarn at Ollie's. You can just walk in there and just find like all kinds of yarn at like $2.99, $3.99, really great prices. Even $5.99, $4.99, for like, huge things of yarn. But I think mostly $2.99 or $3.99 is usually about the price range of the yarn. I don't think I've ever paid anything over $4.99 for yarn there, and that was like a lot of yarn. Excuse me. So anyway, we walked around. Elijah got 3 books, and we walked on around, and I was looking for the yarn, and I didn't see any. And Elijah said, well, they must not carry it anymore. And I'm like, they gotta carry yarn. And so I asked this girl, do y'all still carry yarn? And she said, yeah, it's over here on this first aisle. And so I went over there, and I was so disappointed. In the past, they've had their yarn on shelves, like spread out, this kind of yarn, this yarn, this yarn, and it was organized, and you could easily look at the yarn. They had every skein of yarn that they had just dumped in a bin, one of those square boxes with the metal with the wire, like I want to say like a fence. It's got little rectangle slots in it all the way around, the whole thing is. And it sits on the floor. And so they had all their yarn dumped in this deep, you'd have to like lean over it, dig in the bottom of it and all that, But they had it packed full of yarn. And the yarn was a hot mess. The yarn was like unraveled, pulled out, the ball bands were gone. It was just a mess. Like that yarn is going to be knotted up in no time. Like a lot of it already was. But I did pick up one skein of yarn, and I don't guess I'll be buying yarn at Ollie's anymore, because I'm not going to dig through basically this big box of trash. Because the yarn is a mess. It's all just unraveled, and the balls are all tore up, and it's a mess. Like, I don't know what they were thinking of doing their yarn that way, because then it's going to be harder to sell the yarn when it is such a mess. But anyway, I picked up this big Karen 1 pound, And it says the color is mint green, but that is not green. That is blue, blue, blue all the way. It's like a light sky blue. It's not really baby blue, but it's more like a pale sky blue. There's nothing green about this, so I don't know if that's labeled, or I don't know, but it's not mint green by no means. But anyway, so this is the Caring 1 pound, and it is, let me see if I can see how many yards. It is 812 yards, and you can see that I've already made a project with it. An adorable project. So I've already made a project with it. Anyway, I paid $3.99 for this. Totally worth $3.99. And this was one of the only skeins that was not ripped up and just torn to pieces, you know. But anyway, I was happy to get this, and like I said, I already used it. I think that is a very good price. If you have an Ollies near you, you might want to check and see what kind of yarn situation you have going on. And I did find this little Disney Crochet Kit, and so I really just bought it for the patterns. It has 6 patterns in there. I will be not using this thread. I don't know what size yarn that is. Maybe a 1, but I mean, I don't use thread. So if you can use that small thread, I'm very happy for you, but I am not able to use tiny, skinny yarns. I need a 4-weight. I probably can use a 3-weight on some things, but pretty much I need a 4-weight. Unless I was doing something like a granny stitch, but you know, thin yarns really don't work with that too good anyway. But anyway, it says there's a book inside, and it creates 6 characters. So I just want to make the characters, and then and it may be Snow White. I don't even know all these names. I see Snow White. I see my own, Little Mermaid, Aura, Belle, oh, Pocahontas, that's who that is, and Mulan. So yeah, that's the ones that's in here. This little kit was $3.99, so the same price as that yarn, but I'll just be using my scrap yarn. I probably have scrap balls in the colors that I need for this, and if not, I can pull out a skein of yarn. But anyway, so that's what I want to do with that, is make those little characters. And we bought coffee because there is a good price of coffee there. We bought the Donut Cafe, and this was mine. I bought, it's 12 cups in here. I bought salted caramel, and the box is empty because I've been using it, and it is very delicious, if you don't know. And also I have the rest of the cups over here at the coffee station in the little K-cup holder. But anyway, this is a medium roast, artificially flavored coffee. It's salted caramel, and I love it. And so this box was $3.99 for 12. Normally I buy a box of 12 caramel cappuccino type thing for like $3.50 to $4 at Walmart, in a Great Value brand, and a caramel. So salted caramel donut cafe, $3.99, I thought was good. It's close to what I pay anyway. And then Elijah got coffee too. He got this for him and Jody. It is 80 cups of donut cafe. There is 20 of each of these flavors. The breakfast flavor, classic roast, combination blend, and French toast. And I could tell they had another one that had all kinds of different fun flavors, and I could tell Elijah wanted to get that one, but he said that he thinks his daddy would drink more from these flavors than the other flavors, so he got this one so that his daddy would enjoy the coffee too. And so that was sweet of him. But this was $19.99 for 80 cups. And so, yeah. And later on, as he uses some of these up, I may, tell him to go back and get the other one that he wanted to get. And then he can start drinking those, and Big Daddy can have the rest of these. And so the last thing I found, and the most exciting thing that I found there, that I'm just so excited about, was this right here. Okay, as some of you probably know, I collect Calico Critters. I love those critters. They make me happy. They just really make me happy to look at those critters and just make little scenes with them and photo them and make up a little story. I mean, I don't know. I just enjoy doing that. It's part of my creativity that I need to nourish. And so this set on Amazon is very pricey, very, very pricey. And so I saw this, like, I don't know, it caught my eye. It was on the bottom shelf and by the books. And so it caught my eye, and I was like, what? I did a double take. I was like, what? What is that? So this was $15.99, and let me tell you, it is way more than doubled that on Amazon or other places that you can purchase Calico Critter items from. This is the Sky Ride Adventure. Propellers and tires spin. Take a ride in the sky. And so it's these little things. The animals do not come with this. I already have the animals, but that is what it is. So I haven't opened it yet, and I looked around to see if they had more Calico Critter stuff, and they did not. Like, this was the only thing they had and the only one they had. So I think it was destined that I went to Ollie's that particular evening and got this. So I was excited to get it. Like, that was so worth getting out and getting to go somewhere to get this. So yeah, it was $15.99, and that is a very good price for that. I am a bargain shopper, and I don't know, I was just so happy and thrilled to find that. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share with you my little shopping trip, what I picked up at Ollie's, and mainly just to tell you about my yarn situation at Ollie's, and tell me about your Ollie's. Like, what kind of good things do you find there? And what is your yarn situation there? How do they treat your yarn? Because my Ollie's is treating yarn horrible. Normally at Ollie's, we also buy like the big tall bottles of seasonings, like onion powder, lemon pepper, garlic, something another. I can't even think now. But they're the tall plastic bottles. And they're usually like anywhere from $2.99, $3.99, somewhere up in there, I believe. We buy those at Ollie's, but we had plenty, so I didn't even look at those. Sometimes I will buy shampoo at Ollie's. It just depends on what I see. If I need shampoo while I'm there or not, it just depends. I have bought towels at Ollie's one time. The towels we're using right now actually did come from Ollie's. They had some big, nice, fluffy, like very large towels one time for like, I want to say they were like $4.99, like $5 each. And so I had bought us 4 because it was 4 of us at home at the time. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I bought Big Daddy some peanuts, some honey roasted peanuts. So as a snack to have back there by his chair. I did buy that this time also. And so sometimes we buy little snacks like that, like dried fruit, peanuts, nuts, things like that for snacks for Big Daddy. We usually always buy coffee there, but we also buy coffee at Walmart. We only buy coffee at Ollie's if we happen to go to Ollie's. You know what I'm saying? We don't make a special trip there to get our coffee. We normally buy it at Walmart, and we get the Great Value brand. But to get the donut brand, the Donut Cafe Gourmet Coffee. It was, you know, like a special treat. Maybe it just makes us think it tastes better in our mind. Trying to think what else I do buy at Ollie's. Oh, one time I bought some hand sanitizer. They had like kind of largest size bottles of hand sanitizers for $1. Like, yeah, they had like a huge pallet of it. And so I bought 4 of those that time. And I did check to make sure it did have the alcohol and stuff in it, and it smelled really strong. And so I guess it's, you know, really a hand sanitizer. Because sometimes I think hand sanitizers are not really hand sanitizers. But I don't use a lot of hand sanitizer because I don't want to dry out my hands. And that does dry out my hands. And also, you know, yarn already dries out my hands, so I don't use that a lot, but other people in my family do. One person in particular cannot walk past a hand sanitizer no matter where he's at without using it. He is always going to pump the hand sanitizer in his hands. And so I got 1 bottle especially for him. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I just like going to Ollie's and walking around and looking and seeing what kind of deals they are. We can usually always find a book for somebody, like somebody in the family. We can always find a book to say, oh, so and so would like that book, and you know. And their books are like $2.99, $3.99, like up in there. I think the books Elijah got, they're sitting over there by the chair he's been sitting in. 2 of them were $2.99 and 1 of them was $3.99. So, you know, that beats buying books at Books A Million for sure. Although it may not be the latest up to the latest up to, what's the word I'm looking for? The latest and greatest book that's just released, but it's still an enjoyable book. And even more enjoyable because it was only $2.99 and not like $22 or something, you know. Anyway, guys, yeah. So, do you shop at Ollie's if you have one? I know some people don't, and I'm sorry. I apologize for that. There's stores that you probably have that we don't have. So, yeah. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye, friends.